What's up, everybody? Good to see you. Welcome back. December 29th, almost December 30th. We got one more hour to go before then, and you've chosen to spend that time with me. Thank you. I'm Professor Keith, Carolina Keith, Keith the Simp, just Keith, whatever you'd like to call me. Welcome to Crypto After Dark. I hope everyone had a good week so far. Holiday weekend is still going. It's not over yet, but we've got one more chance to stream before the year ends, and I'm glad you're here. I hope you're ready, because I don't do it very often, but I got out the scotch. Who knows what's going to happen when the scotch comes out? Last time I did that, things got really, really bad. So I'm going to try to take it easy, but it's the end of the year, and I feel like celebrating a little bit. You know what? The year was crazy. A lot of wild things happened. A lot of people lost a ton of money. And I know it seems bad, but remember, it's only money. All right? You can make more. It's just things. We can always get more things. All right? The experience, the time, the learning that goes on, that lasts forever, okay? So don't forget that. Don't ever get too tore up about it. It's just money. We can always make more. All right? If you haven't done so, please go hit like. They're free here. They cost nothing. Go hit the subscribe button, the notification bell if you like what you see. We're getting closer. We're only a few hundred people away from 10,000. When we get to 10,000, I got some giveaway stuff to do. Happy to do it and excited to do it, but we haven't quite got there yet. For those of you who have watched for years, the Bunny Money shirt, I specifically dug this out of the drawer to wear it tonight. Why? Well, it's important to me, man. A lot of the guys that have been around for years remember that. They remember Bunny Money. You know, it didn't really work out like that particular person said it would. I bought one of these shirts because I thought it looked cool. I still have it. And I am Bunny Money, all right? I'm one of the people who started from nothing and made it into something, all right? Now, that particular person, I don't really know whether they made it or didn't make it. And I don't really like to say their name because they really won't talk to me anymore. I'm still blocked and kind of kept away from them, kept away from that person and all of his associates, unfortunately. And I wish it wasn't that way. I'd really like to work with people. So hopefully one day some of you guys can figure out who I'm talking about, and maybe we can make a reconnection, right? Anyway, markets got a little hectic the last couple of days, didn't they? Yeah, they did. Some people get a little bit emotional when this kind of stuff happens, don't they? Yes, they do. So we'll talk about it tonight. We'll go over the whole gambit. After this, we're going to Zoom until the wee hours of the morning. I hope everybody's prepared. I got the scotch. We're going to have a good party. So let's go say hey to everybody real quick. What's up, Jeremy? Good to see you, cousin Jeremy. Bud Wessel, Dynamis. What's up, Dynamis? Good to see you, brother. Dean. Kevin B. Adam Man. What's up? Mateo. Knox. What's up, Knox? Andrew Ionescu. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Jeremy Monroe. There's nothing in the glass yet, but there will be. You better get ready, Jeremy. It's going to be a long night. None of that, oh, I can't drink stuff. I'm watching you. JD Crypto, good to see you, brother. Ron. What's up? Good to see you, Ron. Frumpo, Adam Man, Don, Justin Dodge. It's good to see you, brother. What's up? Lunatic Prophet, Jag, Emily O. Emily O, what's up? Good to see you. I like to say, have new people on here. If you're new and you've never talked before, please talk a little bit and say hey. Happy to say hey to everyone. Nothing to see here. What's up, brother? Good to see you. JH, Everforward. What's up, Everforward from North Carolina? One Mullet, what's up, my friend? 10 buys, 1 million, easy peasy. See, Mullet remembers. Easy peasy. It's so easy. It's simple. It's simple. God, I forgot about that. See how good that is? That's awesome. Oh, man. Rope-a-dope, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Fabio. Yeah, brother, I'm feeling a little bit better. As you can probably tell, I got my bearings about me a little bit. Head hadn't hurt all day. Feeling better, right? Finally kicked that migraine. Once I got some food and stuff, I started feeling better. It's just I purged everything out during that, and it's really, really hard for it to rebound. It takes a little bit. And as I've gotten older, I haven't really had one like that until recently, and it just hit me really hard. You know what I mean? Anyway, what's up, Big Tex? Good to see you. All right, let's go. First things first. I'm going to jump on Solana first because people like to tell me, oh, hold up. Papa Nick just texted me, and he says, look what I just found. Yo, you shut up, dude. I'm saving this. How cool is that, dude? I'm going to send him that for sure. For sure. That's dope. I'm not going to tell you guys what he just sent me, but that's awesome. Nick, that's dope as hell, dude. I don't know if Nick's on here watching. Let me see if he is. Man, that's awesome. What's crazy? Oh, man, we'll talk about it after this. That's wild. Anyway, let's go to Solana first. You guys don't know what I'm talking about, but we'll talk about it one day later when all this is said and done. All right. Anyway, Solana first. All right. So I had multiple people tell me today that crazy things were happening to Solana because of such and such and such and such, and that it's all Elon's fault and this, that, and the other, right? And it can't possibly be anything else, Keith. You don't know what you're talking about. Ooh, Scotch time. And, you know, Solana is doing this all because a couple individuals are doing it, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't buy any of that. You guys know how I roll. We found that the science says that it's not mostly people. It's mostly bots, mostly computers that do all the trading for you. Cheers to everyone, by the way. Happy holidays, happy New Year's. Everybody be safe. Don't go driving and being an idiot. I come from a family of alcoholics who all drove and acted like idiots when they were kids. I drove my dad home from the bar so many nights. All right. And that happened from the age of 11 until I wasn't allowed to see him anymore. Okay. So please understand that we don't do that stupid shit here. I'm in the comfort of my own home. I'm a responsible adult. I drink responsibly. Cheers. I tapped the camera for y'all there. There we go. Ah, Scotch. That's a Glenmorangie Cadball Estate Highland Single Malt 15-year. All right. In case you're wondering what we're nipping on tonight. Interestingly enough, Solana's made a very, very technical move here. As you see on the screen, it looks bad, but honestly, we've already saw a few assets that have done this, and I'll show you what those assets are in a moment. But first, I wanted to show you Solana here and show you that this is quite simply nothing more than a downtrend. You're seeing a lot of sell pressure come in after consolidation. Now I'm going to pull up the Binance chart so that you can see all the data. I have KuCoin up here because I'm using KuCoin for my particular buys and sales, so I like to look at that chart, but the Solana has all the data on Binance. So I'm going to pull that up now, and I'll step out to the weekly here so we can see. All right. Honestly, Solana isn't quite as far down as some other tokens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same data points to show you this kind of stuff across the board so you can understand that Solana is nothing special. All this stuff was always going to happen beforehand. It may happen a little slower. It may happen a little faster. And while there are a couple individuals whom could cause that to happen, it was going to happen whether they did it or not. All right. Could you exacerbate the problem? You could. Could you mediate things to make them not happen? You could. But in this case, it was going to happen no matter what. So let's jump into that first, right? So high time frame support way down here at about $4.50 on Solana, depending on where you draw it. That's just the first high time frame support. There's nothing after that. All right. I'm sorry, before that. There's nothing there. And that's back to August, which is the summer of the middle of the bull run. All right. Interestingly enough, this data point becomes important because you'll see other charts use the same leg or same motion of support right here to find balance throughout the rest of the bull run. They all bounced off this level, rode that level up and stopped, and now they've started to matriculate back down to this same shelf level of support here. More so than that, if we pull a fib from the areas here, you can kind of see how far things have come back. That's what we do is we measure, we use math. All right, and this is from November of 20. All right, so we'll pull up here from the bottom to the top, all up to the very top there. All right, what you see is we just failed the 50 fib back here in November. And after we failed the 50 fib in November, we skated along the bottom of the 50 fib. Instead of reclaiming it, we stayed under it, which was in this zone right here. Okay, we were stuck in this zone, did not get out of this zone, and still have not got out of this zone. In fact, it tried today. As you see there, it tried, but it did not quite get under it. It's in fact bounced back up instead of failing it and formed a nice little wick. Now, you're going to ask, oh man, is that bad? Is that good? Well, there's 2 days left in the month, 2 days left in this trading period. It's interesting that it happened. This does show some buy pressure here on the bottom of it. It did bounce off this 618 fib and not quite fell it just yet. However, we do know that high time frame support is way down here, right? Solana did this without Bitcoin making a move. It kind of did it on its own, right? I'll show you in a moment what I mean. There's more to it than that. But more so importantly, we were stuck in this zone. We haven't got out of this zone. I'm sorry, I redraw that bottom line right there. We're still in this zone, haven't escaped it yet. Once we do escape it, there's more down to come. In fact, we already know that many of these assets will run to Sniper's Alley on the high time frame. And what do I mean by Sniper's Alley? That's the 786, 886 zone, which is way the hell down here. Could it come all the way down to $3.50? There's a high likelihood that it could. Does it stay down there? I don't think so. Like I said, high time frame support is all the way up here at this red line, which just so happens to coincide with the golden pocket area right in here. Okay, it's not that much farther down from where we're at right now. We stopped right about here on this particular candle. We're not that far away from going down a little bit farther and finishing that off. It very much could happen. When will that happen? Listen, I don't have a crystal ball, but I do know this looks really bad, and this sets up a much larger move for an even bigger downfall, especially when the upper coins start to move. Now, Solana used to be an upper coin, but it no longer is, all right? I think we can all agree that it's fallen off the wayside pretty hard, especially in the terms of market cap. Sentiment's a whole nother ball game. You know, it was one of the top trenders because it was a late runner. But if you remove all that from your rhetoric and just focus on the chart, it's just doing what everything else is doing. Let me give you an example. Pull up Filecoin. I kind of talked about what I think will happen on Solana first, right? Somewhere around here, around $5 to $4. If you get lucky and you get it for $3, hey man, I think that's a deal. That's a deal of the century, and you shouldn't really complain about it. Could come all the way down to $1.50. If that happens and it breaks $1.80 and stays under there for a while, it may be done for. All right, we don't really know that, and I don't have a crystal ball, so there's no point in trying to predict that. Simply waiting on the trend to stop going down. When the trend goes down and starts to reverse its way up, we'll ride that price action up. It's not really that complicated, and we know about the cycles. Between now and the end of February, we should have already found the bottom. All right, that tends to mean between now and February is the end of January. So somewhere between the middle of January and the end of January should be our bottom point, so to speak. All right. Let me show you another one. I'm going to pull up Filecoin and show you what it's done, and you'll kind of start to see what I'm saying here. All right. I don't even know if I have all the data or not. Let's go see over here if I have all the data for Filecoin. When I don't know if I have all the data or not, I like to go pull up CoinMarketCap. I'm not CoinMarketCap, CoinTrader here. I'll go to CoinTrader and look and see if I can find the data somewhere else. And as you see here, Binance doesn't have all the data for Filecoin. So I know there's more. I would like to chart this. There we go. Coinbase has it. I'd like to chart this all the way out. And here we go. So from the same area, right? You saw me do it last time, March of 20. Same area right here. I'll start March of 20. Work our way up to the tip top. Right there. So that's from swing low to swing high on a high time frame. As you see, Filecoin is far below where Solana is. Solana was just now hitting the 618 level up here. I thought Solana was going all by itself. This is what happens when you get tunnel vision and you fall in love with a particular asset. Listen, love is kind of reserved for who you want to marry or your family. You can't fall in love with things that make you money. When you do, they cost you money. They go from making you money to costing you money. Solana doesn't love you back. And that particular person is probably not watching this live stream because he doesn't agree with me. And God forbid anybody say anything that you don't agree with on the internet. You're immediately the enemy. But it's important to know that these assets don't love you back. They just don't. And when they don't love you back, they tend to hurt you. So you're going to get hurt. Filecoin, as you see, has already fallen far below Sniper's Alley, down to that same level where I just said Solana may not recover from. Does that mean Filecoin will recover or not? Well, we don't know that, do we? So let's wait for a trend break. When we get that trend break, go time. Has it happened yet? No, it hasn't. It's just an example of what I've been trying to say. Let's look at Avax. Avax is another excellent example. Avax is getting absolutely hammered by sale pressure. Pull up the full Avax chart. There we go. Remove these fibs on the low time frame that I had here. So, first things first. High time frame support somewhere where it idled sideways here around 10 bucks. Guess what? We finally hit today. After me saying it was going to happen for God knows how long, we finally hit that $10 barrier today. After we failed support, gosh, it's elementary at this point, but you failed this support line. You came back around, you gave it a retest, and you've started to pull down and farther capitulate, and it's still going. It's a little slower than everyone thought it may be, but it's still happening. All right. There's momentum here for this to keep going. Pull up the RSI and look. She's still not even oversold yet. It could keep going here. And when it keeps going, where are the next levels? Well, I'm glad you asked. Lower levels of support. Way the hell down here at $5 to $4. Holy crap. Are you prepared for $4 or $5 AVAX? Because a lot of you laughed when I said $10 AVAX would happen. That'll never happen, Keith. You're stupid. I believe in the ecosystem. The ecosystem doesn't believe in you. Why do you believe in it so much? Why do you love it so much? It doesn't love you back. And here's another example. Pounding you with price action downward. It's yet to break. Continues to sell off and sell off and sell off and has yet to recover. What am I going to do? Very simple, everyone. Jesus, take the wheel. I'm not doing anything right now. When she crashes, she crashes. And when she finishes. I'll come and pick up the pieces and buy when the time is right. And the time ain't right yet. And I know a lot of you people are watching me. And a lot of people are saying, how does he know that's going to happen? How does this? That's what I do for a living. If you want to do what I do, jump on over to our Discord. 786unlimited.com right there. That has our Discord, our live streams, our private consults, and a link to our launch pass. It's free. Free for 1 month. What's to lose? If you don't like it, you can walk away. We talk about this stuff nonstop, 24/7, 365 days a year. We have people all around the world, up all hours of the night, working on this stuff nonstop. People put up money charts every single day. People put up what they've made on leverage trades every single day. You can do this too. I was you at one point. I was the person who looked at that and said, man, I don't know if I can do that or not. Man, it's too much. I don't know. $8 for 2 weeks, $16 a month. That's insane. I'm not paying that. I'd rather. Okay, what's the knowledge worth to you? If it's not worth that, well, that's fine too. I'm not going to be mad at you. Just come here and hang out on YouTube. But want to take it farther, want to get serious, tired of wishing and hoping and want to make it more than just a dream? Well, we'll see you there, brother. Anyway, back to the charts. $4 to $5 AVAX makes sense. Still getting pounded. Let's pull the fib on it. Same area, right? Let's go to the same fib area here. Right down here. Let's see, January. So you don't even have the data here to pull on AVAX that you had on Solana. It didn't exist yet. Doesn't even have the data here for you to look at. It's non-existent. So what are we to do? Well, honestly, I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to do nothing yet until this finishes itself off. When it does finally finish itself off, we're going to look at taking it the next step. Can't do anything yet. I'm just waiting. If I do pull from the data that I have, which is this bottom down here, which is December 20, and pull up, I see that we have gotten below the level that Solana's at. Solana's still up here. AVAX has crept its way down a little bit lower. I need to zoom in, guys, so you can see it. Yeah, Solana's still above this white line. AVAX has started to drop below. Percentage-wise, AVAX has done much, much worse than Solana. I know that shocks you and hurts your feelings to hear, but it's the truth. Same thing with FTM. Same thing with ADA. Same thing with XLM. Same thing with XRP. Same thing with all of them. Matic, Binance Coin, Ethereum, CRV, Comp, Mana, Sand, Atom, ICP, Theta, Aave, Near. It doesn't matter. You've all done the same thing. Why do you think yours is special? Because it's not. It's no different than what I have. And if that's the case, release that from your minds. Excuse me. Let's go see what you guys are saying real quick, and then we'll refresh and we'll keep going here. I want to go through some more charts, and we'll kind of look around the verse here before we get too deep down the rabbit hole. All right. Nick's not here. Probably out drift out in the snow. So there was a shooting up the apartments from my house. Girl texted around 8 and said 30 shots rang out. Cops had the road blocked off. Someone died 100%. Holy shit, Jeremy. Yeah, that's where I used to live with my cousin there. So likely someone's been shot and killed right up the street from him. Don't tell me you can't change things for the better. Here I am. All right. Damn it, I'm late. Did I get here before Nick? Absolutely, you did, educated dummy. Good day from Australia. Wishing everyone good health and happiness for the New Year's ahead, and big thank you to Keith. Thank you, brother. What do you think on the SPX debating on shorting it? I'll get to that in a second. Justin Gabriel, hi, Keith from Ireland. What's up? Kadena. Yeah, we can look at KDA. Let me write this down. Break out my smaller, much more inferior notepad. KDA. Get the SPX on there. Check out Tail. I sure can. Can we look at GRT? Yes, we can. Not a problem. My 24-hour tradable XRP chart, cuz. All right, let's see. Love seeing all the assassins make great trades on the Discord. Absolutely, Anonymous is awesome. Rock solid TA is the truth. Any of all the fundamentals or news is already factored in the charts. Absolutely, Daniel. Could you argue that those news moves expedite what happens? Sure, you could. But we already have a plan before it happens, so who cares? We already know what we're going to do before the news ever drops. Then when the news drops, we're ready to go. But we don't make a move until it happens. We've seen that time and time again, right? It's hard to get people to understand that. I don't think people realize that you're behind if you're chasing the news. It's as simple as that. So stop chasing it. You'll never catch it. You don't have the connections to. You just don't. I don't either. I live in leverage trade channel. Big Tex does. He's been killing it lately. And here I come. I got to get off this road before something happens to one of yeah. I got you, Jeremy, brother. One step at a time. Okay. Rome wasn't built in a day, but you're a long way from where you were 2-3 years ago. So think about it that way. It's not the size of the notepad. Gold and silver, I got you. All right, let's do that real quick. Let's look at the SPX first. And if you guys say, you can just type, Keith, you don't have to do that. Again, I have 3 screens in here, plus this one screen's a widescreen monitor, so depending on where my mouse is, it doesn't work right. I have to click the screen first. All right, SPX it is. Getting smacked by price action pretty good here. The run-up was nice. We've started to fade slightly. Again, still pulling back. You're under this trend line, getting crushed. I don't like the look of this green hammer candle right here for a short. Why is that? Well, that's a weekly hammer candle just after that weekly spinner on the bottom. This could notify a reversal of trend. Honestly, it could. Is it a guarantee? No, it's not. Could this come down more? Absolutely it could. Let's pull a fib on this and see how far it's come down already. So from the swing low here to the swing high, it just may take some more time to play out. I think this might be the wrong day or week for a short, especially with the volatility in the markets and the year shifting over and whatnot. I like to wait for volatile times to clear themselves out. So this fib is actually damn near perfect on the weekly here. Why do I say that? So you've broken the 236 and you've pushed under the 382. Once you've broken the 236, you've validated one zone. All right. Now you're in the next zone. We do have buy pressure on the bottom of these candles here. That does not mean that we're going up. It just means that we have some buy pressure there, daily, periodically, etc. That buy pressure is being succumbed by the overall downtrend, but it is there. 382 is still holding strong. This zone is still valid. You're bouncing dead in between 382 and 50. As you see, the wicks go from one to the other. This is likely to catch a short-term up here. Well, it might not. It's actually getting pinned down. This is, again, the problem here. We either have this short here, or it comes over and tags this trend line and reverses up and goes long. And when it's in an indecision moment like this, I like to do nothing and just sit here and wait and see what happens. If this breaks below this 382 and stays here like it is, and breaks back down, 50 becomes the target at 37.83. From there, cross over that 50 fib down to the golden pocket where I think it may go. Then you're looking at 3,712, and it typically does that. Typically, the golden pocket, which are these three lines down here, typically tend to be the area that equities and indexes go to. The SPX is an index. This is typically where they retrace to. It's a standard common retrace. We've learned to sell them and then rebuy them. Many people will tell you just to hold on to them forever. And there's nothing wrong with holding. You don't ever make any money that way. All you ever do is hold. Right? And you have to put more money in and put more money in. And this is the perpetual cycle that never stops until you turn 72 and you retire. And then whatever you manage to keep buying all those years is all you have to live off of. Now, while you could have been charting and learning to sell that and then rebuy it over the years, you could have had 5 to 10 times more, honestly more than that, over a lifetime, with the same time you spent watching NCIS or Netflix or Hulu or YouTube. You could have made a lot more money by getting rid of those assets and then rebuying them along the way. In fact, you paid a guy good money to do that for you. Think about that. Think about that. You paid a guy to do it for you. Why? Oh, you just didn't have the confidence to. Well, time to grow up. All right. So, yeah, there's my SPX take. 37.12 down the golden pocket makes sense in time. KDA. People have asked me why I don't have this on my list. I do, but other people have talked about it, so I don't like to beat a dead horse. That's the best way to put it. Plus, Kadena's had a really rough go of it. I need the full KDA chart here. I need all the data, Kadena. Give me more data here. There we go. Yeah, so still getting hammered by this downward trend line here. Nothing good to say yet. There hasn't been a single speck of, oh my God, yeah, it's time yet. In fact, nothing but downward sell pressure. We can try to pull a fib here, just like we did on the others. I can go off the data that I have, which is down here around July of 21. Again, a late runner. All right. All right, right about there, you see that we are sitting just above Sniper's Alley at about 80 cents. So we're seeing many assets push into and through Sniper's Alley. So there's a high probability this one does the same. Right now we're at 86 cents. 80 cents is where Sniper's Alley is. That's only 6 cents difference. You've already tagged it one time. This thing made a lower high. It's likely to make a lower low. Where would that lower low come out to? If this thing moved down again hard, that would put you down to about 63 to 60 cents. 50 cents is 886. That's only another 20% away. There's a solid possibility that that 50 cent level happens, but more so 63 cents seems to be more of a lock at this point. That's not a guarantee. We'll see what happens over the next 3 weeks here. I think in the next 3 weeks is when we get our bottom, but I can't guarantee that, right? I'm just simply waiting for it to happen myself. We don't have all the answers. Okay, that's my take on KDA. Still a falling knife. I wouldn't buy it yet. On TEL, I know several people who have this on their list as well. All right. So TEL kind of looks like Dogecoin, where it had this really, really gnarly downtrend, then it broke, and now it's above trend, but it got stuck under the 50 fib and still hasn't broken out of it. So, same situation as Dogecoin. I expect this thing to do exactly like Dogecoin and follow a similar pattern, where it rides up here and then runs back to 618. And if it can't hold 618, come back down here and test this trend line and make a nice falling wedge before it breaks out and moves another leg up. Right now, all the price action points downward to around 0.0014. I've been watching this one in the background, so I talk about it a lot. It's one of the earlier movers that kind of already made a move, like Matic and Quant and a couple others. Those made a move already. They kind of moved up to earlier support levels and kind of went on about their move, which is kind of cool. We'll have to see what happens here on this one. It's a little bit of an outlier because not many charts look like this. Like I said, Doge, this one, and a couple others, right? Because of that, I kind of have these in their own little category off to the side. I don't have this one to buy. I've got so many other ones, but I will try to trade this one at some point. You know, not everything that I've said on those videos that I've released lately are what I'll be buying and selling. It's just some that I see a lot of percentage on that I'm trying to get out to the world and have people see. He said, evening, assassins. Well, hello, Nick. I hope you got your good shit out because I'm on the scotch tonight. You're a little late. Nice 15-year scotch. Got good oak, almond, I detect. Maybe some cherry. A little bit of cherry in there. It's good scotch. It's smooth. You wouldn't expect it to be that smooth. Scotch usually has a punch to it. That's nice and smooth. GRT. All right. Let's have a gander. Ooh, boy, this one looks worse. Ooh. This one's getting hammered. Goodness gracious, like a frat boy. Ooh. All right. Similar price action to Bitcoin. It's following lock and step with Bitcoin. In fact, as you see, dead nuts under the trend line. Hasn't given you anything yet to really spur the emotions. Just getting blasted. I wouldn't get cute here. This thing has had a really rough ride. As far as how far can it go? Well, here's the thing. A lot like when I talked about strong or stronger, this is a falling knife, and it's not getting any better anytime soon. So next levels down are 0.42. That would make sense. Just based on the price action. And if I pull the fib, you'll be able to see that. I can just kind of look at it and see it. But I'll show you here. I'll pull a fib from this swing low right here to this swing high up here, and I'll move it over so you can see it some. Then we'll zoom in. There we go. Yeah. All right. So swing low to swing high, back down, gets you 0.46, 0.44, 0.40, or roughly 0.42, like I was saying. Somewhere down in this range makes sense for GRT. And that really just depends on what Bitcoin does. And I don't think everything will always follow Bitcoin either. As you've seen recently, some coins have moved very aggressively without it. Dent, DNT, USD is up 17% right now. Okay. Everything came down and Dent went up. Now through some really, really ugly wicks. Okay. Yeah. This shows me sell pressure on the top. And in the middle of a bear market, these kind of wicks immediately give me pause because it did the same thing back here. Do you see this? And then after that, there was more down to follow. All right. I don't buy this. It looks a little bit hopium to me. All right. I don't fall for these kind of moves. I'd like to see what it does in the next week or two. And after that, we can reassess. Chasing this is a bad idea. I don't ever like to chase. I do have this on my list to buy, and I plan on it because I think there's really good returns to be had. It's roughly at the same level from when I made the video anyway. Think of it that way. But again, this is an example of not everything moving with Bitcoin always. What I mean by depends on what Bitcoin does is Bitcoin is still one of the top dogs, has the largest market cap, and a lot of people just follow crypto for Bitcoin. Since that's the case, we'll just wait for the big dogs to make their moves, and as they make their moves, most other coins will follow. If you haven't done so, y'all go hit like. We have 52 people watching, only 29 likes. Go jump over and hit the like button. It's free. Hit subscribe and notification bell while you're there. If you like what you see. If you don't like it, well, why in the world are you watching? It's already been 36 minutes. Why are you watching? Can I look at that coin? Todd, you know what? I typically would not look at that. I typically wouldn't look at it. But it's the end of the year. We're trying to celebrate. You know what I mean? We're trying to have a good time here and celebrate things. We got our expensive scotch out. We're having some drinks. We're going to have an epic Zoom after this. We're having an epic Zoom after this. So I'll do it for good time's sake. But Todd, listen, Todd Make, or Todd Mac, however you say it. I'm not sure because it's got an odd spelling. You got to have a drink with me. And I don't care what you're drinking, but you got to have a drink with me, and I'll do it. Okay? So cheers to Todd. So listen. So how about this? Recording it now. Todd, you're the reason I'm doing this DAG chart because you came on and asked nicely. You seem like a cool guy. I don't even know you. So let's have a drink, toast, tap the camera, and let's do it. Good scotch. All right. DAG USDT. All right. This gets worse and worse as it goes along. So, if you can, please try to remove the emotions before I talk about this stuff, okay? This coin is not special in any way, shape, or form. Why do I say that? Well, it's very heavily marketed with very little returns and very little marketing that actually brought about any real change. There's been zero investor money put into this from anybody who's big. The government has not put a single dollar in this. They have nothing formally agreed upon to actually put any serious money into it. They have a verbal agreement with no, oh my God, yes, stamp it in, we're definitely going to do it. Okay, that's first. It is not Department of Defense approved. That's bullshit. That's an assumption. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that's Department of Defense approved that you don't even really like. Okay, we can talk about Dick Cheney if you really want to. Not the point. Point is, we're getting absolutely hammered by downward sell pressure here. We've already broken major support, and now we've tested the bottom of it, which is no bueno. That tells us that we have more downside ahead. We've been saying this for a very, very long time. All right, where's it going to stop at? Well, smart money buys support, and the next support level for DAG is around this plateau right here at about 2.5 cents or so. And honestly, that doesn't mean it's just definitely where it's going to stop. That means where it's likely to hang on for a moment and try to rebound. It could dig into support even farther. And if it digs into support even farther, there's a steady possibility it come all the way down to 1.5 cents. Okay. I was told it would never go under 6 cents. I was told it would definitely never get to 4 cents. I was told if it got to 2.5 cents, that no one would ever buy anymore again, or they would unload their entire life savings in it just to buy it because it's special. Need you to know it's not special. And it will hit those targets that I have marked right there. As you see, we are very close. We've been talking about this for a very long time on this one. We almost got there. We missed the target box by like 1/4%. Okay. I think it's got more down left in it. That what you're seeing right now is just a little bit of relief to give you more down and break your heart even more. 3 cents makes sense here for sure. Makes sense. 3 cents makes sense for sure. After that, again, 2.5 cents. I feel like that's almost a lock at this point. Not financial advice, not a guarantee. I won't be buying this. The reason I won't be buying this because I feel like I'm playing into the hype machine if I do. Is there gains to be made? Yes, there are gains to be made eventually. Not yet. There are gains to be made eventually. I don't think they happen until late, right? Not until 2023. And then later on into 2024, do I think you get good returns from this? I think there's better returns or similar returns to be had somewhere else. And that's why you're not really going to see me bother with this one too much. A lot of hype and not a lot of delivery. All right. It needs to run sideways and down for more time. As simple as that. All right. It hasn't run down and sideways enough yet. It's not special. It's just the way it is. So I recorded all that. So I could put that on Twitter, and that'll be the last time I talk about DAG. Because I say I don't talk about it anymore, but Todd was a nice dude, and he come on here and was cool about it. So I'm going to be cool with him, right? Jeremy Monroe said, Keith, you got a request for DAG. I'm watching to make dumb jokes. Dude, I'll expunge on that later. All right. He said, oh, my bad. I really appreciate it. I'll drink coffee. Fair enough. Put some scotch in there. My last comment was removed. Might be a character limit. Ooh. Maybe. Got lost looking at old sports cards. I see you, Papa Nick. Hey, you're welcome, brother. Character has always been my limiting factor. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. Let's move on here a little bit, and let's go look at some of the big dogs. Bitcoin. All right. Start with Bitcoin and kind of look back here. Similar situation. We're still riding back to this shelf that we haven't quite hit yet. Hasn't quite gotten there. When will it get there? Well, whenever it decides to get there. Exactly how far will it go? We don't have all the answers. What I do know is downward pressure is still pushing along. You did nothing here but backtest resistance with this red candle right here. All this red candle did right here was backtest resistance. That is no bueno, folks. As you see, just gave her a little and pulled right back down. Not going to get it, not today or tomorrow. That's no good. All right, so what's next? We either have two scenarios. We come back up here and we test this high again with a wick. I don't think it's actually going to get up past that. Reason is it's shown no strength to be able to, and you have far too much downward momentum pushing downward on the price. Next, could it get up here and pass it? Well, if I don't think it's going to get up here to this level, I certainly don't think it's going to get up here and jog sideways on top of this and potentially break through this. It can do it, but it has shown no sign that it wants to do that. In fact, it shows more sign to the downside. Levels of importance here. Well, if I pull the fib on this, you'll see levels of importance kind of show themselves out here. Swing high, swing low, just like so. Levels of importance are as such. All right, 14.7, 14.3, and 13.8. Those levels of importance hold weight. Why? Because they're Fibonacci levels. Those Fibonacci levels tend to play out pretty darn well. Could it go farther than that? And the answer is yes, it could. In fact, if we look at the high time frame, we haven't even finished fully retracing there yet, and we're in the midst of a very, very, very large falling wedge which yet to finish playing out all the way. It will. In due time, which is in the next few weeks, in my opinion, you're running out of time here if you have money that you're trying to save up. All right, grab the bottom wick down here, pull it to the top. That's swing low to swing high. You see you dancing around on top of the 50 fib at 16.3. If we lose 16.3, sorry folks, but the next heavy support is not down here until 11,500, all right, or roughly 10,000. There's good support right around 13.5, okay, 13.5-ish, good support, okay. Heavy support is down here around 11,000 to 10,000. There is a CME gap. Where is that CME gap? Well, glad you asked, and I shall show you. Let me pull it up here for you. I think I have the indicator up. No, I don't. I'll grab it real quick, and I'll pull up the indicator and show you what I'm talking about. That's quartile volume, and we will load her up here. We'll switch to gaps. And there you have it. We have two CME gaps. All right, we have one right here at about 11,200, right about where I said that heavy time frame support was. You remember that, where I just said that? And I can pull that fib back up here for you. Let me take these tables off. They're really annoying to look at. Let's see. Show warning, show increases. I don't need to see that. I don't need to see instructions. And I don't need to see the tables. Where is that? There's a visibility, style, tables. There we go. I don't need those. All right. That's better. That's more clean. All right. As you see, it shows you right here. This CME gap is about 31% farther down to fill. It filled it 73% of the way already, but it didn't fill it all the way. And it's likely to fill it all the way. And then below that, you're 41% down to fill this gap down here at around 9,675 or 9,700. What are the odds that happen? Well, I really don't know. I can't tell you for sure what those odds are. What I can say is, doesn't look great for the home team. All right, downward pressure, downward price action, everything's still pointing down. If we use our CME chart instead of using the exchange chart for Bitcoin, for Binance, I'm sorry, or for Coinbase or whatever, you see this trend line here for this fib set. It's just now recently broken. There are no gaps. She's tagging the 50 fib and rolling back over. Similar levels of importance here, 14,000, 13.6, and 13 flat. Lines up on the CME chart. I don't know what else to tell you, folks. And that has until the end of February to play out. Could that extend out farther? Yes, it could. Could this be the last move down? We'll find out. All right, it could be the last move down. And since I don't know for sure, I'm just going to play the ball as it lies. As it comes down here, I'll assess. And if it looks like it's over and I can see the timeline is about to run out, and we're about to start moving through and doing new things, hey, I'm going to adapt and move along with it, okay? I have no problem with that. One step at a time, though. No reason to get ahead of yourself and get cute. You could set some orders if you'd like to start your buying process at some of these levels if you'd like. And then if it skips way below, save some in reserve so you can buy a little lower, or set a stop loss so that if it goes way below where you set it at, it cuts it and you can rebuy a little lower and buy more. Make sense? All right. Manolo says CQT. We can look at CQT. CQT. Let's do it. All right. CQT looks similar to Tailcoin where it broke trend, but now it's just kind of doing a little curly Q over to the side, not doing too much. Is this the bottom? Maybe. We're going to find out. I don't like the way it's just sitting here driving sideways in between zones like this. It really needs to get moving. If it doesn't get moving soon, it's going to succumb to pressure because, as you see, pressure is building, and it's going to start following Bitcoin again. If Bitcoin starts to slide, everything else is going to pull it down with it. It's likely this thing comes back down to this trend line and gives it another test, which will really suck for CQT. I do think there's good returns to be had here on CQT as well. I like the fact that it's broken trend, but I need to see a little bit more. It's one of very few that have done this. When I only see a few that have done it, it immediately gives me pause. So I immediately think, how come only a couple have done it? Why not more? You know what I mean? All right. Dragon says hot. I'm a little hot in here. That's what happens when you hit the scotch, bro. All right. All right. Holochain. Let's look. Oh, TradingView has Holo on here for us to look at. That's pretty cool. That's not the full chart, though. I don't like that. Let's go to Binance. There we go. There's some more data. More data, better answers. All right. We have information going way back here, all the way back to March 20. And we also have this November area that kind of made a belly right here. So let's do that. Let's start back here. How about that? Let's go all the way back to where the same time frame was Bitcoin and pull a fib. And this one goes all the way up to February 24, which makes sense because that's about when the next halving is. But if we don't do that, we just look here. We see 618 is right about where we're bouncing right now. You see the price action kind of reflecting and bouncing around off of that 618 level. All right, you've came back to local support here. Let's see if it can get through it. You've chopped through this already and you're stuck under this resistance zone right here. That's not great. Next support, if it can't hold this level, will be down to about 0013. Below that, you have better support down here at 0009. That's a long ass way down, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So perhaps we pull the fib up a little higher here to our upper level up here. Some will say that's where it should be, and I'll hear that argument. If that's the case, same situation though. You're bouncing around this 71 level instead of the 618 level, and 786 is right back around 001. Or right near that 0009 area where we were talking about a minute ago. Okay, same outcome either way you go about it. Be careful here. You're going to see charts just start to roll over and quit on you. I don't want you to get ahead of yourself and lose money. I kind of want to wait on the tide here. That's the way I look at it. What's up, Cycling Cotton? He says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, brother. Let's drink on that. Have a drink. Scotch. All right. I love scotch. Scotch is good. Here it goes down in my belly. For you uncultured swine, that's Anchorman. All right, peeps, was nice. Got to go. Have a happy New Year. Wish y'all all great times. Peace out. All right, see you, JH. Thanks for stopping in. Absolutely. So let's look at Ethereum real quick. All right. Playing around with that 1200 level, and I don't like this. This is setting up a failure. All right. I don't like the way it's jogging around here and has yet to break through this resistance, kind of making an arrow. You see that? I don't like it. It's stuck on the bottom side of this arrow. This is showing me it wants to roll over and quit. It makes sense. It wants to roll over and play dead here. All right. That $1,000 level is looking more and more and more curious. And if that happens, oh boy, that opens up the door for down here at around 8 to 700. Fully possible. Hold on. Grab your big boy britches. Looks like it's going to happen. But first, we need to fail this trend line right there, which we have not done yet. Okay. That's the first step in that process happening. Could it break resistance, get up in this zone, pass through that trend line and go up? Yes, it could. Totally could. Let's wait for it to happen. I need to see it happen first. I would rather have confirmation of that move than make the move too soon and fail because of that. That's the pessimistic me showing out there. Leather-bound books and rich mahogany. You're welcome, brother. Scotch is only good if a single malt. Single malt. Come at me, bro. It's a Highland single malt. We stay over here on the good whiskey, sir. I have a whole table full of whiskey and scotch and stuff over here. Moonshine, all kind of stuff. Also, I have my moonshine loaded up in my 7.8 Assassin's flask. There's only about 12 of these in the world. Okay, no one else has got them. Maybe we'll make more soon. Who knows? Got to get with the admins about that because they kind of have a special place in my heart. So we'll see. Did you check tail yet? Yeah, I had tail up. Let's look one more time. He said I had to take out the dog. I get it, bro. We have chores. Tail looks like Dogecoin. That's what I said earlier. I kind of expect this fallen wedge to keep going right here, perhaps form a head and shoulders and fail and roll over. 0014 makes sense for it to come back down to that area. Farther than that is possible. That's just the next level that I see. Some of these breakouts don't quite make sense, and they look a little bit like BNB and Matic where they broke out and went sideways. A few different charts did that, and then they failed later on, especially in the end of 2023. It was very hard on those. So this is one of those that I expect the end of 2023 to be very hard on. XRP, Matic, XRP, Matic, Quant, Morpheus, Tail, and a few others. I'll have that same look where end of 2023 is going to be rough on them. Where about in Germany you at, Knox? He wants to know, bro. Milk was a bad choice, he says. No drinks for me currently in Utah, but enjoy a few sips. How can you not have any? Gosh, man. The world's slowly going to catch up. All right, let's look at gold. People like to look at gold. All right, so gold is stuck under the 50 fib after breaking this trend line here. I do like how this is trending up and moving forward. Can it keep up this energy? We're going to find out. All right, it's a little sharp. It's a little sharp. I kind of expect a bit of rollover here. RSI and MACD are consolidating at an upper level. That's good. Take that quartile volume off. They are consolidating on an upper level. That's good. If it can maintain the 50 level on the RSI here, we could get another bump up. It really just depends. New Year's coming up. I kind of expect some more up. 618 at 1883 makes sense, but it's got to get past this 1830 barrier first, and that's going to be hard for it. I do like gold to start to rebound eventually at some point here. It's had a very, very rough run, and this short-term rebound that it's got going right now has been very, very good. You know, I see upper $2,400 levels for gold eventually. That's not a hard time. I don't think that's too far out of the way to say that's going to happen. In fact, I kind of expect it to go much higher than that. All right, let's go to gold, silver. I'm sorry. XAG. Same move for silver, only a little cleaner. All right, silver's got a little bit cleaner of a look. However, be careful here because this cap right there hasn't quite broken. That needs to break first. Once that breaks, we can see some upper levels start to fall. I do like this much more clean trend. It's a little sharp, all right, a little sharp for my liking. Be careful here. You're seeing a move out of commodities and a move into precious metals. People trust precious metals. They always have, and they likely always will. where do I see silver going from here? $40 range for sure at some point, and up above that eventually. It's only a matter of time. Precious metals will never go away. They've stand the test of time. They will probably continue to stand the test of time until I'm long gone. It's only a matter of time. Do I think the gold standard will come back? No, I do not. That's stupid. They'll never do that because that would require responsibilities. And we know how politicians are with responsibilities. Can't beat Jameson Irish whiskey. I live 15 from the brewery in Middle Court. Come on, guy. I got some Jameson Black Barrel right here. We keep the whiskey. So my plan is with the cabinet that you see behind me, I eventually want to put the lights and stuff and finish that cabinet. I just haven't done it yet. I've had a busy time. I want to put the whiskey and stuff in that, put my lights on it and stuff, and it'll look really nice. I just haven't done it yet. I'm using it right now to prop up a funny book called My Mom Is Worse Than Yours. It's right behind my head right there over my shoulder. You can see it if I... right there it is. My Mom Is Worse Than Yours is what it's called. Go look it up. It's a hilarious kid's book. And then there's also a stuffed animal from China that fiance got for teaching Chinese kids speak English. There's this really stupid looking snowman. I don't know why I have it. It's just stupid and funny. It makes no sense at all. There's some cool artwork someone made for me right there. It's a 786 Assassins logo that's been out of gold leaf and silver leaf. And then this right here is a carving that was hand done of the Great Wall, on the Great Wall, by a guy with a chisel and a hammer. It's going ding, 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 and he hand carved the Great Wall of China on it. I thought it was super worth it to grab it. I paid $7 for it. I should have bought all of them that he had. It was worth every penny. Super cool. And I should not regret not buying them all because I don't think I'll ever be able to get back to China again. I miss going. I miss being there. I miss the people there. I know it's spooky to a lot of Americans or a lot of people who've never been there, but the people were super welcoming and they loved having us there. It was very inviting, and I miss the kids. I do. I miss Nannon. I miss Minnie. They were awesome kids. Rode them around on a 2-person bike. Right, American me riding around a little Chinese national kid on a bicycle, and he was just as happy as could be, like he had the time of his life. So, anyway, listen. This year was wild, and I know a lot of people lost money and a lot of people lost faith. Need you to understand something? Things always get better after their worst. Okay. There may be a little bit more down left, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel. You can't give up and you can't quit. If I gave up, I can't think what the world would be like for my kids if I had quit. All right. I wonder every day, what would it be like? And I don't know. Would it be okay? It probably would. But how would it have affected them? Right. Where would this group be? How much more money would people have lost or made had I not been here? I wonder these things all the time. But the good news is it's just things. It's just money. Don't ever let this stuff stress you out to the point where you can't think straight or you start worrying or you start getting upset. I'll say this one more time. If anybody needs help or if anybody needs to talk to someone when things do get bad, I'm here. Just shoot me a DM over in Discord. I don't usually check my DMs and Twitter a lot. It's a cesspool. But if y'all try to look and keep them cleared out in case anyone needs to talk. I appreciate everyone who was here in 2022. It was a rough year for a lot of people. I know, I understand. I had a lot of horror stories and a lot of sad words come from a lot of people, but it can get better and it will get better. Stick with it. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't lose hope. I'll be here. Our guys will be here. Need somebody to talk to? Come talk. It's all going to be all right. Thank you all for watching. 2023 will be better. I promise I'll be here working it out, doing the best I can to help everybody make money. All right? From me to you, thank you. One last drink. In the words of the late, great Notorious B.I.G., it's the end of the year. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, guys. Happy New Year. See you guys on the other side of 2022 into 2023. Sky's the limit. Peace.